Hello there, very good afternoon to you. Thank you for, as always, making time for us. This is News Deck. My name is Abubakar Abdullahi. For the next 30 minutes, I'll be bringing you up to speed with the latest that is happening in the counties, the country, the continent, and beyond. But first, the Jubilee Party National Assembly's parliamentary group is set to meet tomorrow. The meeting, convened by party leader President Uhuru Kenyatta, is set to discuss the fate of Aden Duale as the party's National Assembly majority leader. At least 126 members of parliament have already signed a petition to oust Duale from his position after his fate was shelved during the last parliamentary group meeting held at State House.
The Jubilee Party leader President Uhuru Kenyatta texted the party's National Assembly members for parliamentary group meeting at the KICC tomorrow at 9 a.m. Sources indicate that the meeting is set to discuss the ouster of Majority Leader Aden Duale. Duale was paired in the recent State House meeting that made a number of changes at the House leadership. Jubilee Vice Chair David Murathe, however, says Duale's fate was just shelved. Murathe says when asked about the issues, President Uhuru Kenyatta said it should be left for a while. At least 126 are said to have signed to remove the Garissa Township Member of Parliament from the House leadership.
We have received the signatures, 126 of them, which we have forwarded to the party leader, just asking that clarification by saying that we wish to propose the removal of the leader of majority.
Kieni lawmaker Kanini Kega has been leading the collection of signatures to ouster Duale. Duale has been perceived to be a supporter of Deputy President William Ruto. This comes in the wake of the Deputy Party leader William Ruto meeting at least 16 members of parliament who were recently removed from the House committees. The members of parliament have now formed what has been termed as a Jubilee Asili Center, which they say is the new office after being denied access to the Jubilee Party offices in Pangani. Andreen Kilemi, TV47.
Elsewhere, First Lady Margaret Kenyatta's Beyond Zero initiative has, together with BAP's Charities Kenya, teamed up to donate relief packages to children with special needs and other vulnerable groups. This is in a bid to cushion them against the economic effect of the COVID-19 pandemic. The donations were presented to 14 charities and community-based organizations that cater for children with special needs and vulnerable groups. Moving on, Moisbridge residents have threatened to hold a major protest on Monday following a series of killings of young girls in the last 1 year. Now, the residents say they suspect that some people in the area who belong to a cult that is sacrificing young girls are defiling them and chopping their private parts. According to our Singishu Deputy Police Commander, Fanula Nasio, police have launched investigations into the killings.
Tumesema hatutazaa watoto tukizalia mchanga. Tunazaa watoto waishi na tuwaone wakinawiri, waje watusaidie kama wazazi. Hivyo sisi tunasikia uchungu na tunasikia uchungu sana. Tunaomba kusaidiwa na serikali, tushikane sisi kwa pamoja, na tunaomba wewe muuaji penye huko. Hawa wamama wanaweka magoti yao chini. Siku moja ya Mungu ni mengi utapatikana.
Na ningeomba hata community, wazee na wamama, wajaribu hata kufundisha, uwe karibu kuulisanga mtoto wako wapi. Tusiwawachilie sana.
Na wanakatakata hawa wasichana wadogo. Na jinsi imesemekana ni wa miaka 8 kuelekea 13 hapa. Hawa watoto wanauawa kwa hii mji. Na bado wanawinda watoto wadogo kama hawa. Tuna watu suspects ambao wanakuja kwa hii mji na wanadanganya watoto wadogo hawa. Sasa hatuko na amani hata kidogo. Na sisi tunauliza hapa katika mji wa Moisbridge, ni mpaka wangapi wauawe ndio tuone county commissioner anachukua hatua kwa hii mji.
Kama hiki kifanyika, let's have such concerted efforts. Sisi wote, jamii na polisi, tujaribu kufanya uchunguzi, mtuelekeze mali ambayo tunaweza pata the culprits. So far, kama hii kesi ya juzi hii, kwa saa hizi tunaendelea na uchunguzi. Right now, this case, we don't have a suspect in custody, but we are trying to make efforts to see if at least we can get one or two concerning this matter.
Elsewhere, since time immemorial, the responsibility of nurturing babies has always been bestowed on mothers. However, in Emuhaya, Vihiga County, young men are grouping themselves to change the narrative and are empowering themselves in matters reproductive health. Mulindi Keri now reports.
Meet Bernard Munala, a 26-year-old man who, since the inception of this group of fathers that focuses on reproductive health, has been a member.
Wewe kama mzazi ukue mbele kuambia mama iko hivi. Kitambo ndio ilikuanga haya maneno yalikuwa yameachiwa wa mama, lakini tangu anzilisha ianze ilitueleza ikatuambia ambapo baba una majukumu fulani ambapo inafaa utekeleze ili mama akue nyuma yako.
Malezi ya watoto wasiachie mama peke yake. Mama peke yake ukimwachia mtoto huwezi jua kama mtoto ana grow vile inafaa ama anaendelea namna gani. Kwa hivyo nikawahimiza wajaribu kabisa, wajaribu kufuatilia malezi ya watoto wao. Kwanza wakienda kliniki wataambiwa maneno mengi kabisa ambayo hawajui.
Alinisaidia kwa kila nilikuwa namwambia, alikuwa ananisaidia. Hata jikoni ananisaidia, kama nimemwambia siwezi ananisaidia anapika.
We want the owner of the baby to accompany the mother to the facility. Why? Because there is sometimes that need where we need you to help us even.
The main aim of this project, dubbed Father to Father, is to demystify the myth that it is the sole responsibilities of mothers to care for pregnancies, but instead integrate fathers who even take part when their wives eventually deliver.
Kuna hivyo vitabu ambao wamepeana, unajaribu kumsisitiza aendelee pia kusoma, akipata mafunzo zaidi pale ndani, wewe pia ukiendelea kumpatia ile guideline. Kusudi pia naye ataendelea kusoma akihimiza mke wake pia.
Hasa hawa kina baba katika zile vikundi vyao huwa wanaelimishana na wana encourage each other, na kila ambacho kinawafunga pamoja kuna hata miradi wameanzisha to substitute on their own income.
We are focusing now on what we call domestic resource mobilization, so that we are able to sustain the programs and the counties are able to own it.
The first phase of this project, Father to Father, has been a success in Emuhaya sub-county, and the county government of Vihiga is set to replicate it across the county.
Mzee wangu aliingia kwa chama ya Father to Father. Tangu aingia hapo nilikuwa na mimba. Alinishughulikia, kanipeleka hosi kwenda kujifungua. Na kabla ya kwenda hosi alikuwa ananisaidia kazi zote za nyumbani, kama kwenda mtoni, kufua, kupika, kuosha watoto.
Most mothers were not delivering in the facilities. They were delivering at home with the help of the traditional birth attendants. And just to mention, on this program we also have an activity where we are turning the traditional birth attendants to birth companions. Instead of them delivering at that mama at home, this mama brings them to the facility for skilled delivery.
Mulindi Keri, TV47, Vihiga.
Elsewhere, a majority of Kenyans have been hit hard by the financial constraints arising from the COVID-19 pandemic. A survey by Infotract released this morning shows that many city dwellers cannot on indicates that many Kenyans are now having their lives moving from bad to worse. 81% of Kenyans who also indicated that they are already stressed by the effects of the pandemic.
Do Kenyans consider COVID-19 a personal health issue or a personal financial issue? And what we are seeing now is that 35% believe that COVID-19 is both a personal health issue and a personal financial issue. 41% regard it as a personal financial issue. 16% regard it as a personal health issue. 87%, as indicated earlier, say that their businesses have been affected. 79% indicate that they can no longer assist their dependents back home. 75% are unable to make loan repayments to formal and informal lenders. 54% indicate that their salaries have reduced. 87% say the cost of food has gone up. 67% are unable to buy medicine for themselves or their family. 63% have been unable to pay rent on time. 60% have not been able to pay rent in full. The reduction of VAT, quite simply, is yet to benefit the common man. And just by way of numbers, we find that 18% in northeastern indicates that indeed goods and services have become cheaper, with 82% or being of a contrary opinion. In central, it is 19% who feel that goods and services have become cheaper as a result of that directive. There are still a number of people who are very, very concerned about what is happening, and they will follow the news. But more importantly, is that the news, we may have come to a point where many people feel fatigued as a result of all the information and all the news that they are getting around this issue.
Elsewhere, second-hand cloth traders in Gikomba are accusing the government of killing the sector after banning the importation of their merchandise. This has led some traders to look for alternative businesses, while others have been rendered jobless.
Kutoka serikali isimamishe mambo ya mtumba, enyewe tumeumia. Kama mimi nilikuwa na wafanyakazi 12, sasa nimebaki mimi na huyo unaona hapo. Mimi nauza kwa hii na yeye anauza kwa hii. So sijui ni kwa nini serikali imefunga mtumba, cause wanasema ni historia ya corona, na ukiangalia facts za corona kuna vile yezi kuja na mtumba. Mtumba inakaa kwa maji mwezi mzima. So ni watuambie ni nini gani wako nayo.
Leo nimezunguka Gikomba mzima, nimekosa viatu vya kuuza. Sasa hata sijui nitafanya nini, niko na watoto kwa nyumba, sijui nitafanya nini, ndio hata chakula sina.
Elsewhere, Kibwezi residents in Makueni County have issued the government with a 30-day ultimatum for their compensation funds. The residents gave away their pieces of land for the construction of the Kibwezi-Kitui Road. They have complained of delayed payments. They have also pleaded with the President, Uhuru Kenyatta, to respond to their plea.
Mheshimiwa Rais na serikali yake kwa kutujengea barabara, kwa sababu imekuwa ni jambo la kihistoria. Tumepigania hii barabara miaka yote, miaka nenda miaka rudi. Kila wakati anayeomba kura anasema atatufanyia. Mheshimiwa Uhuru Kenyatta, umetufanyia, tunakurudishia shukrani. Watu wetu walipeana mashamba yao ndio barabara iweze kupita. Tukasikizana na watu wa National Land Commission kwamba valuation ifanywe, watu wetu walipwe fidhia ya mashamba ambao walipeana. Tukavumilia kwa sababu tulijua huko mbeleni National Land Commission haikuwa na commissioners. Sasa hivi National Land Commission imekuwa na ma-commissioners, waliapishwa, kesi ilisha kotini. Do not take our patience for cowardice. Watu wetu wanataka walipwe pesa yao.
Well, from Kibwezi, it's time for us to take a short break here on News Deck. We still have a lot lined up for you. We'll be back with more news after this break. Stay tuned. Welcome back. Thank you for choosing to stay with us. Moving on. Stakeholders in Busia County have issued a 14-day ultimatum to the national government to clear truck drivers and trucks at the North Corridor Highway in Malaba-Busia-Kisumu Highway at the Busia border. They have also called on the government to conduct mass testing and more so to residents who have been interacting freely with truck drivers in order to curb the outbreak of coronavirus in the area.
Our notification urgently is to Minister for Health. Ingawa nasema tujikinge, tufanye protocol, but he must facilitate the testing and the certificates of drivers to enable them clear from Busia County at Busia County border and Malaba. That is our urgent demand, that within the next 1 week, whatever it takes to get mobile clinics to come to Malaba and Busia and clear the 5,000 trailers which have been here for the last 1 month. The truck drivers are disembarking their vehicles and they are freely mingling with young men and women and mothers, particularly at the airstrip. We are demanding mass testing for COVID for Busia County. Then we can now know the current status of where we are.
To legislate laws that disallow truck drivers from disembarking from their lorries while on transit unless at the designated parking areas. If they alight at places that is not a parking area, we would want that to be a criminal offense and they be penalized for that.
Elsewhere, nurses from Machakos County who are among the frontline workers in the fight against COVID-19 have been taking a Zumba session as a way of easing stress experienced by frontliners. Take a look at how that is working for the nurses. Facing the opposite direction,
We are here for us to be able to promote the nurses and midwives, for us to be able to talk about the mental health issues, the stresses. We do not want our nurses to reach the issues of the burnout and the stress, because we really need to take care of them for them to be able to take care of the nations. So we are here for us to be able to focus on how can we take care of ourselves within our physical well-being, within our mental well-being, and also to ensure that we have that energy and the synergy.
Our healthcare workers, including nurses, we've been able to screen over 350,000 people on our roads. That's not a small job. Kindly let's clap for ourselves. We've also managed as healthcare workers to monitor, basically to trace our surveillance and also monitor over 2,000 people who have been on home quarantine.
Elsewhere, Caritas Microfinance Bank has today celebrated 5 years of operation in the Kenyan market. The financial institution is operated by the Catholic Church under the Conference of Catholic Bishops to support the evangelization through social, economic and development and humanitarian interventions. The 5 year celebrations were held at the Holy Family Basilica and was led by Cardinal John Njue.
Kata, kata, kata usiogope. Kata, kata, kata usiogope. Kata, 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 kata usiogope. Kata, kata, kata usiogope. Kata, kata, wewe.
To the world of sports now, and Arsenal boss Mikel Arteta has termed the 2-1 loss away to Brighton as painful and unacceptable. The Gunners were the better side for much of the game, but threw away a